Right, guys, so I just want to do another quick recording of this London session and the trade that I've taken this morning coming into London session for a risk reward of 1 to 5. So basically I just want to go over the what was I looking at and how was I looking at the markets. As you can see, I've got two pairs of the same, which is the Euro USD. That's all I look for in my charts. But anyway, so I just want to come in and show you. I'm not going to do the entire, okay, no, let me go ahead and do it so that we can, let me redo this entire analysis of what it is that I was looking for. So remember, I came into the charts this morning at around about 8:30 maybe, just before London session rather. So as I came into the market, so somewhere maybe around about, somewhere I think it was around about 8ish, 8:05, somewhere around here when I came into the market. And what I was looking at is, so essentially I just want to point something out again. Trading success requires training. You need to consistently train and build data to be confident in the markets. So this is my own video. I'm just doing a live session, and I'm just recording now what's happening, what's happened. So I've come up with my own playbook, how I approach the markets, what I look for. I am using smart money concepts, but everybody uses smart money concepts differently, So the trading concepts that I use is market structure. So I read both swing structure and order flow to gain larger time frame perspective, while still looking at the trading time frame, which is the 5 minute. And I'll show you what I'm talking about now. And also I use supply and demand zones. I use flipping markets, to determine who's in control of the market. When one side takes over to the other, I use the concept of a flip zone. So I focus mainly on two time frames, which is the trading time frame, the 5 minute time frame, and the execution time frame, which is the 1 minute time frame. And I make sure to stick to the dominant directional force of the trading time frame, 5 minutes. I do sometimes look at higher time frames, but after the fact, after I've really analyzed what's happening on the 5 minute time frame, after I've read my swing structures on the five minute time frame, so then I look at higher time frames. So anyway, this is what I was looking at this morning. I saw, okay, in fact, I'll just draw out, there's a swing structure here, which implies a bearish move. But I'm going to go to the daily, but I'm not focused on the daily, but I just want to show you that I'm cognizant of the fact that we are now at a daily demand zone. So that's another big factor, but this was not the reason why I was looking for buys, but I'm just cognizant of the fact that we've reached a daily time frame demand zone on the Euro USD. So I'm going to go straight to the 5 minutes. I'm going to go straight to the 5 minute time frame, mark my swing structures. So I've marked the swing high to the swing low. Price came into this daily time frame demand zone. So indicating, of course, that we are still bearish. However, I look at structures independently. So I saw a high here, and I saw this low, and which this low then ended up placing another high over here. I'm just going to mark it like that, placing another high, and then that high placing another low, which failed to break structure. So, and then on the swing point, there is a demand zone here. I'm pretty sure if you can go to another time frame, and even here, there was a nice demand zone, I guess, from this wick, which helped price push this all the way up here. And also I am reading another change of character here, but anyway, but that's besides the point. Then I coming into this demand zone, this is the structure I was looking at. I saw price flipping here. I marked this. So price was coming in down here through supply zones, just to show you what was happening. Supply zone, supply was in control. Okay, supply was in control as the market was pushing to the downside here. supply was in control of this particular market. So price was pushing down in supply zones, and then all of a sudden this last supply over here failed and price break to the upside. So this became a flip zone for me. So what I was looking at is then demand started to take over on this particular time frame. Now we are looking at the 5-minute time frame. So demand started to take over. So supply was in control. Demand started to take over this price. Demand started to take over. So then when I came into the charts, so you know, breaking structure over here, break another structure over here, you know. So when I came into the charts, price on the 5-minute time frame had this bullish structure, and that's what I was looking at. And then I marked this demand zone as I came in, and I also marked this demand zone over here, which is the buy to sell candles, which is the buy to sell candles. Yes. Okay. So and then when price pushed up, came back into my zone, I went straight to the execution time frame to look for my entry model. And as price was pushing into this time frame, into the zone over here, it was pushing in. I was just looking for a flip, and here's the flip that occurred right here. Flip zone. So price was coming in, supply was being respected, and then price pushed out. So then I marked the zone that caused the flip, which was this, and this was my entry. And price gave me a very nice reaction here. We got more than 1 to 4 RR on this particular trade. We got more than 1 to 4 RR. It went 1 to 5, 1 to 6 even. But I went out. So when I came back, price was already starting to push down over here, like it is right now. So I ended up taking some partials. So I took it off now. I ended up taking some partials initially. Yes, this is when I came back actually. So at this particular point here, when price was pushing with this thing over here, this candle over here, this candle, when price pushed down like that, I started to take some partials right here at the bottom of this candle. Price pushed up, I had to go out again. I took like 90% of my position. Price pushed up, went up again. I took another partial over here. Then what was happening is, if you go to my execution time frame, which is the 5-minute time frame, I was looking at this demand zone over here. This is how I trade. I was looking at this demand zone over here, and all I'm looking for, if I find a demand zone within, you know, momentum, whatever, all I look for is my entry model for now. So price was coming in, and then when price, when this flipped, so here everything was followed. So flipped, and then I took an entry here. With a much less, because I knew that we are pretty high. Right? We are pretty high up this leg, and I am looking at a higher time, a swing supply zone here. That's what I call it, a swing supply zone. So this is a swing supply zone, which could potentially push this price all the way back down again, and euro goes flipping. So anyway, as you can see here, it's already now flipped. So now supply has actually started to take control of this market. So as it is right now, I'm going to start looking for selling opportunities, because it's very clear to me that who has now taken control of this market. So there's a supply zone over here. No, not a swing supply, but there's a supply zone over here. So I'm just going to add my alert right here. I'm just going to be looking for selling opportunities right now as it is. So there's my supply zone over there. I'm going to look for price to come back. But anyway, so I just want to finish up the story here. So as I took an entry here, price pushed up a little bit and then came back and took me out for 0.25%. So now we're currently floating at around 1% gain for the day, which is definitely much less than I has done what I wanted to take out of this market, what I could have taken rather from this market. So yeah, that's the short of this video, guys. Just a quick one, just a quick recap as to what was happening. I want to keep these videos very short now, especially the live ones. I'm trying to trim as much as possible because I was pushing out 30-minute videos, and I take it it's not gonna cut it. So I want to get to the point, show you what I was looking at, and just record for myself in terms of my expectations, etc., etc. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you got some value out of this video as much as I got from making the video. Alright guys, so I'm gonna do a quick capture of what just occurred now. On my previous video, or on my previous video that I did for the London session, remember we were making entries to the upside over here when price was breaking structure and demand zones were being formed. I know my chart looked a little dirty. Let me just come to this one. But yeah, I mean, I had a sell position here. I mean, a buy position here, which went like 1 to 5, 1 to 6. Not much, and I wasn't risking much. I was like risking 0.25% on the trade. So, and then as I was shooting that same video, this was busy occurring. Remember, in terms of my swing structure, I was talking about this high and this low, so a potential pullback and a potential expansion. You never really know. I mean, but this is the swing structure. That's the point. And as such, price was coming into a swing supply zone, which is what I call them. And then what happened is we had a demand zone as price was approaching the swing structure zone. We had a demand zone over here, which I was trying to take buys, and I took an L. I took an L here. I had this. My entry model did play out, but it's just one of those, price didn't work out for me. I was taking an entry here and price just ran me like this. So as soon as that happened, I was guns blazing looking for selling opportunities at that point. I saw this supply zone. So now at this point, so I'm just going to mark this with the yellow flip zone. So this is a flip zone. So I saw that supply had now taken over from demand, and this was also happening in correlation to larger time frame, or rather to the swing structure. So at this point, when supply took over, I saw a realignment of supply taking over from on the small time frames to the higher time frames, but I don't look at the higher time frames. I do have their context in mind, but this is just another concept which I'm not going to go into details about at this point. I just want to really show what was happening and what I looked for in terms of this entry. So as supply was getting formed, I waited for price to tap back inside here, and as soon as it did, I went down to the 1 minute time frame. And here as well, we had my entry model played out perfectly well. We had this demand, the last demand, as price came into supply, and then price pushed out, breaking the demand, and supply took over at this point. And so this is where I took my entry. This is where I took my entry. And again, I was being very conservative. I went with a 0.25%. I just wanted to close this day or this session with a 2%. So in as much as I had a 1 to 9 risk to reward ratio, and I do think that price is still going, I've been taking partials. I haven't marked the areas where I was taking partials. I'm trying to make this video as quickly as possible and just to capture what has happened for the day. And again, I don't want to take too long in making the video, but yeah, I mean, you could see so this is where I made my entry. I'm going to take a screenshot of my MT4. So this is a 10k demo account on FTMO. So this is, yeah, as you can see there, my analysis. I was selling right up there. So as you can see here, I hope you can see on your screen, I can see on my side, there's the 2% made for the day. So $200 was made on the day, which was in a pretty conservative way. So yeah, it's been a good day. It's been a good session. I completely read the markets well, and I took advantage of the opportunities that I I took advantage of the opportunities that the market presented to me. So here we are. So yeah, that's that, guys. Again, another training session. Again, another point I always emphasize on my videos is that trading success requires training, and you need to consistently train and build data to be confident in the markets. So this is my own video of my own training session. This is a live market. I usually do back testing and for my videos, but today I decided to just jump in the markets and see how I will perform based on my recent training videos. I'm gonna upload much more videos on this YouTube channel. I'm using it as my channel in a way, but at the same time, if it can help anyone to to see that anything is possible in this market, in this life, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. And don't listen to the naysayers, as Arnold Schwarzenegger says. You do you, and you do what makes you feel good and what you are more passionate about. But yeah, enough of me ranting. Thank you guys again for coming by. Cheers.